looking at a version of distorted time where news is happening in the opening range, 10 o'clock, where we have a AM which rolls soft, a delayed protraction. The anticipation is a further delay. So here, closing, getting into New York Open. New York Open pushes up. And if you want to get super technical with it, let's pull off that distortion and just pay attention to how around the New York Open there's a high and a lower high. So this business here, high and lower high, matches up with high and lower high. So the intent of the profile is simply to match the price action movement, and then you have to rely on time to really help you with it. Okay, let's jump into this. So we're going to do some chart work here, starting off on the daily. I'm going to work through this day here, this large down day. So on the daily, we've been having a run up for a while. We've cleared intermediary buy side, but we're just not getting above on the highs. Zooming in on the most recent price action, we have this implied fair value gap that we're going to hold on to until we get far enough away from it. It will play into today's price action anyway. And then we created this volume imbalance here. We have another one up here as well. To have this one marked out as we dig into it. So we're going to look at everything that happened on Tuesday. But preceding Tuesday, we opened up the week. We ran down. Let's just put back our new week opening gap. We ran through the new week opening gap coming up to the top, and Monday just kind of fluttered around it and teased into that volume imbalance. So no, we don't need that anymore. So before we got into Monday proper, there was an SMT that formed on the highs between S&P and US30. So that's between last week Thursday coming into the Monday. So I had that in mind as we came out of midnight. And then down on the 15-minute, I was paying attention to how price had given a buy-side sweep on one indice but not the other. And then how we kind of track through the day here. Obviously a lot of sell side down below, and from a buy side perspective, I mean, it would have been an aggressive run up possibly into this area here. So let's jump down into the 5 and track how this day went. So opening up the day, when I looked at the charts around 5 a.m. I'll put the dead zone 5 a.m. Looking at the charts at 5 a.m., this seemed to be the profile that we're playing out. We had 8 o'clock right here until midnight. So Asia consolidated to the downside. We did not see a run up taking a high at 2, so we were favoring this profile, which is a delayed protraction. Delayed protraction happens after 2 o'clock. And I'm zooming in to this price action here, right in London to the New York Open. So what I'm looking at here is I'm expecting to see a run up coming out of London Open, a decline, and then a secondary run. So with that, I'm looking at this high coming through and not getting back above this high, which is all the way back here at midnight. So what within the price leg, assuming this high above midnight or previous to midnight, so this midnight high that 8 p.m. high, or the high between 8 p.m. and midnight. Not expecting that high to be taken. And is there any price action in here that can qualify for a New York Open AM run? So what I'm looking at is to say, if we're going to stay above, and again, one more time, there was another SMT. So this high here to that low, this high here to that high. So this SMT clearing above, and this SMT not clearing above. So using that context, I saw this push through with this candle splitting the fair value gap. You can see it a little bit nicer on the 15-minute. So this fair value gap getting split with a up candle low swing point is what I favored for price to come back to. In the New York AM. So on the 15-minute, it's a little bit cleaner. You can see the easy run through. Get this off now, or let me lighten this up. You can see the easy run through on the high. SMT. Price pushes down, didn't clear the buy side. Swings through, gets back to the daily implied fair value gap for London. London traders could have taken that. We get to the 5 a.m. dead zone. We reach down into some sell side here for London traders running sell side. And now I'm looking at 5 to 9 for price to run back up into here and take something. So we go 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and I'm saying, what in this price leg is the area that I want to be interested in? So I wait until we get into 930. So 930 tags into that fair value gap. So that fair value gap gets tagged into 930. And I'm saying, okay, great. That's that volume imbalance even gets tagged all the way up here as well. So took the entry on this low. Saw that we had some good movement, recognizing that there was a bunch of news at 10 o'clock as well. So that 10 o'clock news that we had today, April 25th, CB consumer confidence at 10. So looking at how prices responding to these premium arrays, not clearing above the high, double SMT on highs, suggesting a low profile. Fully expected some sort of movement back up, ignoring this dead zone, and then also just giving myself until 11. On to talk a version of time distortion. It's kind of looking at it like this and saying, let's put that to the front. What did price do in this move? Internal liquidity, fair value gap, 11 o'clock. We ignore the news, price runs up into the fair value gap, and then that's where the displacement actually happens. So suffering through all the information previously, you're just watching price kind of slosh and slop around, but if your fair value gap here was really the narrative and you're ignoring everything from 5 until 9, and if there's news 10 until after the news, then this movement seems a little bit more understandable. Displacement slow, market structure shift everywhere, market structure shift. Also kind of using the context of this profile is that we're going to run up to something but not get above the highs. And news is very dynamic and volatile, so it is not beyond expectation that we're going to run up higher than a regular event, which might have stopped at this or here on this low. Excuse me, this high. So 15-minute, you can see it a little bit cleaner one more time. Price run sell side, looking for some area where price will return to. We can see that SMT supported us, displacement lower, internal liquidity, not taking external, 11 o'clock price run, price tags in, and then displaces lower. So now let's look at the lunch profile. So 12, 1. So this was really quick. So price is making a 2-session down close. So run up, down, up, down. We're looking for something in this leg to price to continue its path. So we see right at 105, price comes up to the fair value gap and dumps lower. Now the thing with the 2-session down close is you will often not get, let me just show it here for this journal entry. So a 2-session down close on indices, you often won't get something clearing the lunchtime high, and you would expect an SMT. Nothing on S&P. And here we go. Way subtle. Very subtle here on NAS. Super subtle, oh my gosh. So you're not expecting to see a high, lunch high clear, and you are expecting to see an aggressive run. And you're looking for a 15 or a 60-minute PDRA somewhere in and around that 3 o'clock, 2:30 time, and then you're relying on time of day to do your close. So that's what we have here. We have that lunchtime high. Doesn't get run. We see a displacement below the lunchtime low here. So that's this lunchtime low. Right? That gets run. Lunchtime low gets run. Lunchtime low gets run. And then coming out of lunch, we're looking for price to get any sort of retracement and then to start sliding aggressively lower. So that push that does not clear the high in lunch, right out of lunch it starts to slide, and that's what we see here. So doesn't clear the high, clears the low, and right out of lunch we get into that fair value gap and we just melt. So we melt, we clear another sell side low, then we get into final low, which is right here, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and price really just consolidates, right? We got this fair value gap here, waiting to see how price responds on that. But yeah, that's it for this journal entry on indices specific to US30. Really nothing to speak of here after such an aggressive move coming out of the AM. We'll see. Overnight session might not have much to explain to us. This is not really a shift. We're just staying inside this consolidation. Any of these highs don't really get cleared, so nothing really looking at here. This is all just a bunch of wait. So alright, so that's the journal entry looking at a version of distorted time where news is happening in the opening range, 10 o'clock, where we have a AM which rolls soft, a delayed protraction. The anticipation is a further delay. So here, closing, getting into New York Open. New York Open pushes up. And if you want to get super technical with it, let's pull off that distortion and just pay attention to how around the New York Open there's a high and a lower high. So this business here, high high and lower high matches up with high and lower high. So the intent of the profile is simply to match the price action movement, and then you have to rely on time to really help you with it. So I also marked out this volume imbalance as a confirmation. I didn't use it today. I only used the this old low, cutting through a fair value gap on a 15-minute. But that was a good defense for 1 hour after the news, and then pretty obvious that this is a 2-session down close coming up to 4 o'clock. All right, let's do it again.